Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Satu Vlogs. Today we are going to continue the story of Mahabharata. Let's start. Bhishma, the pillar of Mahabharata. One day, while pursuing a deer that he had hit with his arrow on the banks of the Ganga, King Shantanu observed that the river had become shallow at a certain spot. He was puzzled about this strange phenomenon and asked himself the reason for it. Then he saw a handsome lad of 16 years shooting arrows into the water and building a barricade across the river. He marveled at the capacity of the youth who could dam the mighty river single-handed. Mother Ganga appeared at this juncture and entrusted the youth to Shantanu. She said to the king, "Here he is, your eighth son. I have brought him up with great care. He has studied the entire Vedas and Vedangas under sage Vasistha. He is also a mighty bowman equal to Indra himself in battle. He is well versed in the duties of kingship as well." Saying so, Ganga handed over the boy to Shantanu and disappeared. Shantanu's joy knew no bounds on getting back his dear son. Brimming with joy, he returned to his capital, accompanied by his beloved son. Soon, he declared his son Gangeya or Devavrata as his heir apparent. 4 years passed happily. One day, Shantanu was strolling on the banks of the Yamuna. He saw there an extremely charming maiden. A sage had conferred on her the boon that a divine perfume would emanate from her body, and this was now pervading the whole forest. The king asked her, "Oh lovely maiden, who are you and what may you be doing here?" The girl replied, "I am Satyavati, the daughter of the chief of the fishermen. I ferry passengers across the river to acquire religious merit." Shantanu fell in love with her and became eager to marry her. He went to her father and asked for her hand in marriage. But the chief of the fishermen replied, "O king, it is an honor to us that you want to marry my daughter, but you have to make me a promise before you can marry her." Shantanu said, "Let me know what the condition is before I commit myself." "Only this, sir," said the fisherman. "The son born to her must be your heir." Though Shantanu was mad with passion, he had no inclination to grant such a boon. He could never think of disinheriting Devavrata. He returned to his palace with a heavy heart. He did not reveal the incident to anybody but spent his days in pensive loneliness. Devavrata, however, noticed his father's gloom. He approached Shantanu and said, "Dear father, of late you look very gloomy. What is causing you unhappiness? Please let me know how I can help you." The king replied, "My son, I shall tell you the reason for my sorrow. You are my only son. I think of the instability of human life. If anything happens to you, I become sunless again. Of course, you are more than 100 sons to me. I do not therefore desire to marry again. I desired and pray that you live long and perpetuate our dynasty. But the wise say that he who has only one son has no son. I also know that I shall attain heaven because of having you as my son. But you are a great warrior. If you should die in unexpected circumstances, what will happen to our line? It is this thought that has made me so melancholy. The intelligent Devavrata thought for a while and discovered from the king's old minister the real cause of his grief. The king wanted to marry the fisherman's daughter, but at the same time he did not want to do injustice to Devavrata. Accompanied by courtiers and chiefs, Devavrata went to the fisherman and begged for his daughter on behalf of his father. The fisherman repeated the condition. Devavrata then said, "Listen to my vow, O chief of fishermen. I vow that the son of your daughter shall be our king." The fisherman hesitated still. He said, "O gentle sir, the pledge that you have taken now is highly commendable and is worthy of you. But how can I be sure that your children too will keep your word? Forgive me for this doubt. I speak as the father of a daughter whose welfare is closest to his heart." Devavrata said thereupon, "Then listen to me again. I relinquished my right to the throne a few moments back. Now, before all these chiefs and courtiers, I take another oath. I shall ever remain a bachelor, and I shall never marry. I shall adopt the vow of Brahmacharya throughout my life. Heaven shall yet be mine, though I am sonless." The moment he uttered this vow, the Apsaras, Devas, and other celestial beings and sages began to shower flowers from the sky on Devavrata. The words "Bhishma! Bhishma!" resounded from the sky. Bhishma means one who has taken a terrible vow. Henceforth, Devavrata became famous as Bhishma. The fisherman was overwhelmed with joy at the vows of Prince Devavrata. Immediately, he gave his consent for his daughter's marriage with King Shantanu. Then Devavrata addressed the fisherman's daughter, "O mother, ascend this chariot and let me take you home." Satyavati took leave of her father and left for Hastinapura. On arrival with Satyavati, Bhishma went straight to his father and narrated everything. After hearing him, the entire court applauded his genuine love for his father. Everyone marveled at his willpower to take such a great vow and exclaimed in joyous excitement, "You are really Bhishma, the terrible." With one voice, they extolled the young prince's courage and accomplishments. King Shantanu also was so deeply moved that he did not know how to express his deep sense of gratitude towards his beloved son, who has sacrificed his own happiness for his sake. Shantanu hugged his son with an overflowing heart, shedding tears of joy, and blessed him profusely, saying, "My son, I give you a boon. You will live in this world as long as you wish. Death will overtake you only when you will it. You shall die only when you wish to die." Okay, that's it for now. Rest of the story will be covered in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Natural.